Well, hello and good morning to another video. Yes, I'm sniffing again. This video is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be a camera review or a lens review, but what it is going to be is a review on an extender or multiplier, whatever you want to call it. It's a Canon extender Mk3. I have featured this in a previous video on a Sigma 60-600, which it worked fine on. Some people say they don't work very well. Today I've got two cameras with me. I've got a Canon R3 and I've got a Canon 1D Mark IV, which obviously one being an R series and one being a standard DSLR. So we'll attach the extender to both cameras at minimum and maximum distances, making sure that the AF points are working on both, so you can see if there is a difference. I know that it works with the Sigma 60-600 because we've done a video on that and it worked fine. That was using the R3, but we're also going to be using, as I just said, the 1D Mark IV today. So we'll when I get there, we'll get set up and we'll be focusing on one subject only, which will be the house here. Also brought with me a Canon 70D, which is a crop sensor camera. Daffodils, crocuses, and it's getting on to the end of February now, filming this. So, not a bad display really for this time of year. Still a bit early for them, but they seem to plant them on. They all seem to come out early here for some reason. They're very nice. Let's quickly show you those and we'll carry on. Right, well, this is where I am. This is where I'm going to get set up, and what I'll do is that's what we're going to be taking, or not taking photos of as so much, well we are, but what we're going to be doing is using that as a measure of the Canon extender, and this will show you what it's like and whether the autofocus is working on which camera and so on. Anyway, hopefully it'll work. You never know, these things sometimes don't always work, do they? As we know. Anyway, I'll get set up and I'll talk you through. Right, the point of today is to make sure that the extender, ×2 extender, works using 3 different types of camera. On minimum and maximum length using this lens of the 70-200, which takes it to 140 to 400. We'll be using that lens on the EOS 1D Mark IV, which is an old camera with a nice sensor in it. We'll be using the EOS 70D. That is a cropped sensor on that camera, so we'll be trying on that. and we'll be also showing it to you on a mirrorless camera, which is the Canon R3 full frame, and we'll be doing it at both stages. We'll make sure that the AF works, and I might take a couple of shots. I'm not going to do a lot of photography, but the subject we're going to be looking at today through the camera is going to be what you see behind me, which is the Knight's Ace house, that is. Right, let's get into the video. Right, well, I've got you focused into the eyepiece on this camera, remembering this is a 1D Mark IV at the house, and the AF, you should see a red light appear on there. That shows you that the AF is working. I'm looking at through this lens with the extender. I'm looking at 1/2000th of a second f8, ISO's 400, and the focal length is 70mm. Well, in fact, it's actually 140. I'll put that shot up so you can have a look at it. Right, the same shot now, just literally zoomed in to its full maximum. Remembering I'm using the extender ×2, and the focal length on this lens is 200mm, which means it's actually 400mm. If you want the other settings, I'll give them to you anyway. It's 1/250th of a second, f8, ISO 400, and the focal length is going to be 200 or 400, 400 with the extender. I'll take this shot and I'll put this one up for you as well. I'll put them up at the same time. The other lens I've got with me today is a telephoto. It's a 400 telephoto. So this is going to zoom right in on that house. So I'll put this one on the camera with the extender. We'll make sure that the focus is working again. Remembering I'm still on the 1D Mark IV. Let's put this in the bag. I don't know if you can hear it. There's a friendly local woodpecker in the background. What I'll do is I'll change this because it's too big. I don't want it to break the camera. So what I'll do is if I remove that from there and turn this round, this should fit on there like that. And I'll readjust it using the geared head. Check what it's like through the middle. Yeah, that's all okay. Let's move this out the way. The Canon extender ×2 with the 400mm telephoto lens. So that's fixed at 400. This extender doesn't work on autofocus with this lens, with this camera. Whether it does on the others, we'll see. On manual focus, it's fine. Remember, I'm taking a picture of the house, so I'll take this shot and put it up so you can have a look at it. Remembering, this is a manual focus. Right, we're going to change cameras. Right, I've now changed the camera to the EOS 70D, which is a crop sensor. Being as this extender we're talking about is an EF extender, then you would think it would work completely on the older cameras, in other words the standard DSLRs. As you saw earlier on the 1D, the 400 lens didn't work with the extender with the on autofocus. It had to be manual focus. It's fine when it's manual focus, but it had to be manual focused. It looks like it's exactly the same on the 70D. Anyway, I'll go and check it. Yes, it's manual focus. We'll try it with the other lens. Right, we're now with the EOS 70D, as you can see on there, with using the 2x extender with a 70 to 200mm lens. Right, let's just adjust this, get this focused in on the house. Well, this setup using the 70D with this extender with the 70 to 200 lens does not work. Again, manual, it's fine, so you can still get the reach, but what you can't get is the autofocus with it. Yeah, what I'm saying is it's not working with the 70 to 200, this extender. On its own, it works perfect, absolutely fine. But with the extender, it's again manual focus, not autofocus. Yeah, I bought this to use on bigger lenses, I must admit. Mainly my 60 to 600 Sigma, which I have since sold and exchanged that for a 200 800 R series lens, which means I can't use this on that anyway. So now I'm only going to be using it for this smaller lens possibly, or in fact I don't even know if I will use it. I might even sell it, I don't know, but I'll show it to you. It might work on my R series camera. We'll have to check that in a minute and we'll see. Anyway, I'll take a shot now of the house using the 70 to 200 and the extender at the same time. So you're going to get a 140 and a 400 photograph, but remembering you're on the 70D. Right, we're now onto my main camera, which I normally use everywhere, which is the R3, which I absolutely love. And I'm going to need an adapter. This is the adapter required. This will transfer everything from the R mount to an EF mount. So that way, in theory, we should be able to put the extender, which is what we're doing the video about obviously, and then the lens on top of that, because the lens is going to be an EF mount as well. The same lenses I've been using to make it all fair really. Right, now you're looking at the R3. Now this one, we're still using, there's your adapter inside, which is this piece. That's your extender ×2, is the R3, there you go. Adapter, extender, lens. Remembering this is a EF mount, so it's not designed for this camera, but it works. Centralise that, and when I press that, you should see that go blue, which tells you that the AF is working. There you go. Now remembering these pictures aren't going to be pucker, they're only done, I'm only doing them for the demonstration purposes of this extender. All right, so there you go, focusing, f22 1/800th of a second, and that's at 140mm, which has got the extender on, so from 70 it would be that, and the ISO is 3200. I'll take this picture and I'll put it up and you can see what it's like. And I left a 2-second time on it, but that doesn't matter. Let's zoom that in. We now zoom that in to 200, and that's what I can see through the lens. And what I'll do is, again, centralise that in the middle. You don't know if you can see it. I don't know if I'm too close, I hope not. There's like a square box, and if I press the autofocus button, it should go blue. Yeah, it's working. It's going blue. You can see the blue squares. Quite a few of them. Can you see? Hopefully. And that one works. Now that doesn't make sense to me, why that would work on the R series, that extender, but not on a 1D Mark IV, and not on a 70D standard DSLRs. Right, I just put this one away. I just put the 400 on down there. Let's go and have a look now and we'll see whether that's going to work. Blow me down with a raspberry seed. This now is working on this R3. That's a 400mm L series telephoto lens. Is working absolutely fine on this, which is, again, as I said earlier, doesn't really make sense. Move this because I don't want to break my that's better, put it on the lens. Shouldn't really do it the other way around, that was very naughty. What I'll do is I'll just straighten this one up. Whoops, wrong one. There you go. Right, this is the, as I just, for the want of repeating myself, this is now working with the ×2 extender, EF 2x2 extender, with the adapter and the 400mm telephoto. And that's working perfectly. I'll take a shot with it. Again, it's not for a pretty picture thing, it's just for the sake of showing you. And this is zoomed in now to 800. It's got, just for information, f22, 1/800th of a second, 800mm focal length, and the ISO is 3200. Just a quick snap, that's all it is. So don't criticise them, please. 2-second timer, done. Right, well, I do hope you've enjoyed this video today. It's been a little bit of a different one, doing something of the extender. Partially worked and partially didn't, as you know. EF mount extender works better on an R series camera, yet it was designed for an EF. Tell me, I don't understand. But yes, I'll be keeping it, and yes, when it does work, it's lovely. But it's a bit temperamental, so it might be something, it's probably something to do with the cameras, I would guess. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you on the next video. If you'd like to leave a thumbs up down there and subscribe to the channel, that would be much appreciated. Thanks again. Bye bye, catch you on the next one.